My name is Donell Morgan, and I'm the Executive Director here at Elevate Oregon, and we're a youth mentoring organization that serves at-risk kids in the Park Rose community. In 1991, I was a senior in high school and had a pretty prestigious high school career. And when it was time to look for colleges and choose colleges, I was confident enough in my basketball skills and the level that I could play. And one of the schools, these weird names like Chemeketa and Umpqua, both of these schools were sending me mail. And I just remember the Chemeketa coach coming to my home, super classy looking guy, had on a nice suit. You know, it's like no one needs to come and visit Chemeketa. We win this and we win that. We win 50 games a year. We haven't lost in 2 years. And so when he left, me and my mom were like, okay, what just happened here, right? And then this other school comes, you know, this other coach comes, and this big tall guy gets out of a white Toyota Corolla, I believe at the time, and this is 1991, and he pulls up in probably one of the toughest neighborhoods in Tacoma, Washington, comes into the living room, and we just start talking about pretty much everything but basketball. And our connection, there was no arrogance. It was just like we had known each other for a really long time. And so I went down there maybe a couple months later. Coach Snook took us around the town, and that was a culture shock. I'm like, okay, there's a McDonald's. There's a McDonald's. And I chose to go to UCC. I chose to go to UCC. What I thought where I was going from the inner city to rural America, all the fears, all the anxiety that I had, it quickly went away sitting in my classroom with guys that used to be in the timber industry and the logging industry. That's when it was kind of phasing out. And just being in there with real people, with real life situations. And I'm just this athlete getting up and standing in front of my class, telling my story. It really put me on a different trajectory, and UCC helped bring that out in me. And just them saying that I can do it. A person that didn't look like me, a person that didn't grow up like me, they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And it's just a lifelong debt that I have to pay to UCC for that. I had an amazing 4-year career of college basketball that started in Roseburg, that ended in Pocatello, Idaho. I was passed over quite a bit during my recruiting years as a college athlete, but the 2 schools that did take a chance on me, those towns represented who Donell Morgan was. So when I left Idaho State, I took Roseburg with me, I took Pocatello with me, and started my basketball career in Chile, Concepcion, Chile. And then I was able to parlay that into Honduras, New Zealand for 2 years, I lived in New Zealand for 2 years, Malta, Uruguay, Iceland. And I always said to myself, when practice wasn't fun anymore, it might be time for me to move on. And I went to the owners of the ball club. I think I'm done playing basketball. I think I'm gonna retire. So I'm sitting on this airplane like, what am I gonna do? And the first thing that just popped into my head was kids. I didn't know what capacity I was gonna work with kids. I didn't know what the heck I was gonna do. My high school asked me to come and speak to the seniors that were gonna be moving on, to talk to them about the next level. And that's what started it all. When I was sitting around talking to those young men about recruiting, what to look for, don't be fooled by the glamours and glitz, go somewhere where you can actually achieve your degree. When I left out of that conference room, I called Coach Snook. I called him. I said, hey coach, man, I wanna come down and be your assistant. I wanna learn the game of basketball from the coach's side from you. And he was ecstatic. Yeah, Donell, let's do it. And it was just like home. That's the crazy part about it. Like, it felt like home. And in 2000, I started my journey as the assistant coach with Coach Rod Snook. 2 years later, he would resign. And I'm like, where are you going? Like, what's going on here? And he resigned, and he said, Donell, I'm gonna really advocate for you to be the next men's basketball coach. And I became the head basketball coach in 2002 and up until 2009. And I always tell people, when it's all said and done, when Donell is finished doing all his life work that, that I've been put on this earth to do, that's where I'm gonna retire. Home is home, man. You're always gonna come back home. And when we come back, we're coming back smarter, we're coming back more determined, we're coming back eager to continue to uplift our college. And it doesn't work unless we have people supporting us. We really, truly need your support to ensure that our future, even more so today, that our future is being secured by our youngsters coming through. If I could talk to the guy that was 18 years old, if I can have a conversation with him today, I wouldn't tell him to change anything. Because he was a little scared to sign that. He was a little scared, but I would say, man, sign it, sign it, sign it, and don't look back. So I really, truly appreciate everything that UCC, Douglas County, Roseburg has done for Donell Morgan, and I will continue to give back until it's over. UCC, baby.